It's easy to feel like environmental problems are spinning out of control, but in many ways, things are getting better. Much, much better. I'm Dan Riskin. Vehicles are a huge contributor to pollution, and that pollution is linked to excess deaths around the world. In 2008, an extra 28,000 people died in the US because of vehicle-related air pollution. But automakers have been improving their engineering to reduce the kinds of emissions that make people sick. In less than a decade, from 2008 to 2017, the number of people killed each year by air pollution dropped from 28,000 to 20,000. And that's despite more cars on the road, more kilometers driven per car, larger cars on average, and an older population. Despite all that, deaths went down almost by a third. In fact, researchers calculated that if cars in 2017 gave off as much pollution as they did just a decade before in 2008, deaths would have been around 48,000, more than twice as many as there actually were. Now, vehicles are getting better partly because of consumer pressure on automakers, but mostly because of government regulations, which are getting more and more stringent all the time. And of course, there are those who oppose government regulations because they argue that governments make things more expensive. Yes, it surely has been more expensive for vehicle manufacturers to abide by these regulations, but it hasn't been more expensive if you measure by medical expenses. Because health was improved, according to this analysis, the total savings in 2017 compared to what would have happened if we'd stuck with the old technology came to $270 billion that year. It's a great reminder that government regulation is a powerful driver for good and that it really matters who gets elected. It's also a reminder that things really are getting better. In fact, if you compare the air quality today to the average car from 1970, environmental regulations have reduced emissions by as much as 99% per vehicle. For ctvnews.ca, I'm Dan Riskin.